Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Aubrey Vonk, and I'm a development associate at the Coalition for the Homeless of Houston, Harris County. We do monthly staff spotlights on our blog, but this month we thought we would try something new and do a video staff spotlight. We're really proud of our staff at the Coalition, and we love being able to share them with you, who they are, what they do with us, and excited today to have Brandon Oliver. So Brandon is one of our senior associates of outreach at the Coalition. He is on the newer side at the Coalition, but he is no stranger to the homeless response system. He brings some really great experience with him, and we're so happy to have him here with us. So Brandon, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So happy to be chatting with you and happy to help folks get to know you a little bit. So, Brandon, where are you from originally?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
Wonderful. So, what is it? Tell folks what is it that you love about Houston?
I would probably have to say like the diversity and culture. And one of the hugest things that I love about my city is the fact that we always pull together in the most important times, especially after disasters.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, what is it that made you want to work in the area of homelessness? Can you tell us a little bit about those past experiences that you have?
So my experience with homelessness actually starts probably at around age 6 or 7. My grandmother actually used to make tacos at St. Joseph Church, which is right outside of downtown. And so, right after church every Sunday, we would go and pass out tacos to homeless people. And I think that that's kind of where it was kind of ingrained in me that we should always give back. And then fast forward like 20 something years later, I had a friend who actually worked at the Star of Hope and she had a new outreach position. And she was like, I think you would be great. I had no real experience with homelessness. I had dealt with like prison ministry and I had done some street outreach, like volunteer work for the past couple of years. And so it just kind of made sense to kind of get into this field. And to be honest with you, I think it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. So.
Oh, great. That's wonderful. So what is it? What is it? Can you tell us a little bit about your role at the coalition and what it generally entails?
Yeah, sure. So I am a senior associate of outreach. And so basically, we are currently focusing on the unincorporated areas of Harris County. And that's basically outside of the 610 loop. There's very limited social services out there. And so basically, what we do is we go out Monday through Friday to engage with clients. And the hope is during that engagement that we will build enough rapport with them to ultimately walk alongside them through this whole journey of getting them housed. So that's basically what we do every day is just client engagement and trying to build that rapport, which obviously leads to them having more trust in us, being able to, get their ID, get their social, their birth certificate, and just all of the documentation that they need to get housed. So that's what we do.
Great. Yeah, you all are so good at what you do. I know that rapport was really important with the recent winter freeze. So can you tell us what, I know you worked really hard. Can you tell us what that week or two looked like for you and what you all did?
So let me first just say that that was probably one of the most humbling experiences of my life. Seeing so many people in need, not all homeless, but mostly homeless, all gather in one place. Had the incredible opportunity to work at the George R. Brown alongside with the mayor's office, the Office of Emergency Management, and a few other social service agencies. And I believe that we were able to really touch a lot of lives during that time because the freeze happened over a 6-day period. It gave us almost a whole entire week of just full engagement, sometimes anywhere from 12 to 16-hour days that we were spending with our clients. And so we were really able to engage. We were able to, kind of walk alongside of people that had mental disabilities and physical. Because there was no medical staff until later on in the week, because there was a need for it. Basically, the social services, which were the Coalition for the Homeless, Search, and Career and Recovery, we all three kind of just rallied around the clients and really just tried to provide any type of comfort, and really just tried to be a listening ear, because most people, um, at first glance of the freeze, did not want to come off the street, because we know in Houston sometimes they say it's going to freeze and sometimes it doesn't. And so I think that people were a little apprehensive at first, but I think that once it really got cold, people had to leave, in their eyes, really valuable items out. And so, having to leave their home, even if it is on the street in a tent, was really hard for them. And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hard for me after the fact, just realizing the impact that that freeze had on not just us as a community statewide, but also individually each client that was affected by it. So.
Yeah, you all did such a really amazing job, and we're just so proud. The coalition is just so proud of our team and of you and the rest of the folks that were down there. You did really great work, and yeah, it's our mission to to keep doing that work. What's the most inspiring part of your job?
I believe probably just a few things is just being able to touch, reach, and encourage people, that are, on the streets or in shelters, and really, I think, really just impact their lives in such a way to let them know that there is life beyond their current situation. I think that in the 5 years that I've been doing this, I think that's probably one of the most rewarding things, is to see someone or to hear someone say that they don't know what tomorrow is going to look like. They don't know where their food is going to come from. They don't know where shelter is going to come from. And then to see it come full circle, and to be able to walk along that journey and see them succeed, whatever that looks like for them individually. So I think that's probably, one of the most inspiring parts of my job.
Cool, thank you. And now just a few fun questions again. It's been awesome hearing about what it is you do for the coalition, but just to let folks know a little bit more about who Brandon is. So, do you have any hobbies outside of work?
Yes. So I sing. That's probably one of the biggest hobbies that I have. I mean, I sing in the car. I sing at church. So yeah, I just come from a very musical, family. And my grandmother sings. My brothers and sisters, they sing. So that's probably the biggest hobby that I have outside of work.
We will keep that in mind for the next video that we do. Brandon, what makes you proud?
Um, I would have to say that when I'm walking with someone through their homeless journey, and the day that they get their keys, for me, is one of the proudest moments for me. I could probably think of like a proud moment or an accomplishment that, like, like, oh my God, I graduated college, or I, got married and I had kids. And those are all really proud moments. But to impact a life and to see, someone's life change forever, for me, that's the ultimate goal that, I want to live by for the rest of my life. So.
Cool, very cool. I already feel like you're a superhero, but if you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
So it's funny because when you say that, I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel like one at times because of the obstacles that come up against like us doing outreach, engaging with someone that you've never met, dealing with people from different cultural backgrounds, different ethnicities, different religions, dealing with, you know, people that have a different sexual orientation than us. I feel like those obstacles that come up against outreach and that actually come up against the client sometimes seem so impossible to overcome, but we always find a way. And so I love that. I mean, that's what I love about our city. And that's kind of what I love about outreach is because we don't give up. And so even if it's an inch today and a mile tomorrow, we're still making progress towards the end goal. And so that's, ultimately, kind of how I feel about it. But if I just had to pick like one superpower, I feel like it would be the ability to make people happy, no matter what they're facing. I've kind of faced a lot of different like abuse as a child myself. I come from kind of a rough background. And so when I'm dealing with clients, I always remember where I came from. And so just knowing that I could have the power to make them happy, regardless of what their current situation is, I think that that would be like really dope. So that would be my superpower is just bringing people joy and bringing people peace in the midst of whatever it is that they're going through.
Yeah,
So,
cool. And one last question for you. Tell us a fun fact about yourself. What don't we know that we should?
so I would say most people think I'm like really young, like in my like early 20s. I'm actually going to be 35 tomorrow on March 4th. But I would have to say, hmm, I have two kids and I'm married and I have two dogs and my mom lives with me. So it's definitely interesting and wild at my house at all times. So, sometimes I think work for me is sometimes very therapeutic in the sense that my house can be a whole like it just can be very interesting. And so sometimes getting outside of my house and being able to engage with other people other than like my children and the dogs and then my mom, I think is just kind of like an interesting thing. So I actually like being in the position that I am in to be able to interact with other people, especially due to the pandemic. Our outreach has really changed a lot, and our engagement has changed a lot. Whereas before, clients still try, but clients were very hands-on, meaning they, wanted to shake hands, they wanted to give hugs and those type of things. So being able to kind of recreate the new norm for people, I think has really been interesting and fun. And I'm just so grateful to work at the coalition and just really grateful that we have not missed a beat in the sense that this is such a vulnerable population that we're dealing with, whether it's on the street or dealing with, them, clients that live in shelter. I feel like the coalition has done an amazing job at never stopping, and I think, just being able to house so many people just with the COVID relief and just all of that, I think it's just have been really amazing. And I feel like you know, we've taken this and we've used it to our advantage and ultimately to the advantage of our community at large. So.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I mean, the role you've played in all of that is so incredible. We're so lucky to have you. Thank you, Brandon, for chatting with us. This has been so informative and fun. I know folks are going to love learning more about you. And happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
I appreciate it. Thank you for, choosing me. And anytime, just warn me next time if you want me to sing so I can warm up my vocals. I'll be ready.
We'll do it. We're doing it next time. But thank you so much, Brandon. Thank you to all who have tuned into the Staff Spotlight, and we'll see you next time. Bye.